Hello, in this short video I'm going to investigate the following A+ level problem on trigonometric numerical calculations. What is the exact value of the following expression that you see here? Pause the video at this point and give it a try to see which one of these options is the exact value of this expression. In order to solve the problem, I remind you of what we learned during the lesson, and that is the case that if I have two supplementary angles, cosine of one of them is negative of cosine of the other one. In other words, if I know that alpha and beta add up to pi, means that they are supplementary, then cosine of one of them is equal to negative of cosine of the other one. How this is going to help us? You will see that this angle pi over 8 here and this angle 7 pi over 8 here are supplementary. Why? Because if I start adding pi over 8 to 7 pi over 8, then the answer becomes 8 pi over 8, which is of course pi. So this means that cosine of 7 pi over 8, according to the rule I just mentioned, can be written as minus cosine of pi over 8. And the same is true for this one and that one. So we know that 3 pi over 8 plus 5 pi over 8 is also 8 pi over 8, which is again pi. So this means that cosine of 5 pi over 8 can be written as minus cosine of 3 pi over 8. So far, the question mark, if I consider this my question mark, now the question mark is equal to 1 plus cosine pi over 8, I copy and paste, 1 plus cosine 3 pi over 8, I copy and paste, but instead of cosine 5 pi over 8, I would write 1 minus cosine 3 pi over 8, and instead of 1 plus cosine 7 pi over 8, I write 1 minus cosine pi over 8. Now immediately you realize that I have two conjugate patterns. This one with that one forms a conjugate pattern, and this one with this one forms a conjugate pattern. So if I multiply this by that, it becomes 1 minus cosine to the power of 2 pi over 8. And if I multiply the middle ones, it becomes 1 minus cosine 3 pi over 8 squared. But we also know that 1 minus cosine of an angle theta squared can be written as sine of the theta squared. Okay, so this means that the first term can be written as sine squared pi over 8, and this one can be written as sine squared 3 pi over 8. So let us continue. So this becomes sine pi over 8 to power 2 times sine 3 pi over 8 to power 2. But you can immediately realize that I can write it as sine pi over 8 sine 3 pi over 8 totally to power 2, because that's a product. But then something interesting happens here. We also had a rule that we learned during the lesson that if alpha and beta add up to pi over 2, meaning that they are complementary, then sine of one of them is equal to cosine of the other one and vice versa. So here, for example, sine alpha is cosine beta. And now look, this angle that you have here, pi over 8, and this angle are complementary. Why? Because if I add pi over 8 plus to 3 pi over 8, the answer becomes 4 pi over 8, and that is exactly pi over 2. So this means that sine of 3 pi over 8 can be written as cosine of the other one, which is pi over 8. So now my question mark simply becomes sine pi over 8 and cosine pi over 8 to power 2, yes? So what I did, I copied and pasted that one, and instead of sine 3 pi over 8 I put cosine pi over 8, and then I have a power of 2. But why this is useful, I hope that you realize that this combination is famous. Yes, so let me write it here for you. Let me open up a little bit of space here. I move this to the other side. So we know that we learned during the lesson that sine of any angle in the box can always be written as 2 sine of box divided by 2 cosine of box divided by 2. Actually, that is the double angle formula for sine. So now you see I want to give the role of box over 2 to this guy. Okay, and this is box over 2 again. So the answer to this part becomes 1/2 sine of 2 times the box, but 2 times the box is pi over 4, and then totally squared. But sine pi over 4 is a famous number in trigonometry. Sine of it is the square root of 2 over 2, but I also have a 1 over 2 and then totally squared. So this becomes 2 over 16, and the answer becomes 1 over 8. So the answer to the problem is 1 over 8, which in this case is this option, part C. I hope that this video was useful for you. Until the next video, be safe and goodbye. Thank you.